Probably, but reality is, if you don't kick straight, then sometimes the margins will be closer than perhaps it should have been.
Were they appeared to play very well? Were they just too good on the day? Freo just, I know skill-wise, Freo took a lot of missed targets when they forward. Were they just too good on the day?
Yeah, they were. And they were too quick for us at times too. So I think we've got too many guys in our side at the moment. They're playing catch up with their lack of playing as well, which doesn't help things.
You obviously realised you were taking that gamble coming in.
Yeah, I don't think we're in any other position other than to do that.
Mark, what was the main issue? Was it turnovers like right across the ground in terms of poor possession, or was it maybe poor forward 50 entries? Or
well, it's a combination of those things. I mean, and plus we were getting, beaten around stoppages too. So they just seem to have 3 or 4 better midfielders at any one given time that they could put in there. Even Walker, late in the last quarter, we centre squares and things like that. So yeah, they taught us a lesson.
Was there a lack of intent, or was it just their start?
Probably early it was a lack of intent. As the game wore on, we were better, but it was then probably class and polish at the end.
Polish was a key, but going to attack, Polish was quite often for settings nicely against the forward side on the top of that.
That's right. Yeah, their field kicking was better, as in hitting targets, finding uncontested marks, whether it be going inside the forward 50. Yep.
What do you put that in, Mark? Is that just the lack of continuity in the season, lack of touch when you're handling the ball?
I mean, the interesting part is when you get to the level that we have, and say you're playing players, you change players position forward and back because you're trying to look for something to perhaps give you the edge, and because you've had no stability in your lineups. Sometimes it can be that, but regardless of that, your ability to be able to hit targets or make the right decision is ultimately why you're an AFL footballer. Now, if your judgment or your inability to be able to do that is not there, then you're going to compromise the team. And quite regularly players will go in and out of sides because of that reason.
Is that as much pressure as the team?
Look, they were right at us, no question. They were right at us, and they hurried up every decision that we had. And so more than half the turnovers would have been as a result of Carlton's pressure.
Sandy Lance, firstly, what did you make of what you got from him today? And secondly, how do you assess the decision to play him now?
I thought it was... he kicked 2 goals, had 25 hit-outs. He did as much as you would expect for the period of time he was out. I thought he was quite good, actually.
do you feel more confident today?
Yeah, well, he started taking a few marks inside the forward 50 and kicked those couple of late goals, so, yeah.
Was there special padding as well?
No, just different shoes.
Yeah, what were the shoes? Can you just talk
No, I actually don't know. It's the first time I've seen him wear them, so you'd have to ask him about this.
Like the pace issue, and I think Duff was learning as well. Is that too many players just playing catch up?
A bit of that, and a bit of, personnel and who you pick, and we need quicker players in our team. There's no question.
potentially, it could be 6 points and drift back spot by the end of the round. Where do you see the season understanding at the moment?
We have to make our own luck in 3 games, and we've got to win 2 of them. That mightn't be enough.
Obviously, now your offsides, you probably got a loss for you tonight. Will you watch that pretty intently?
Yep. Yeah. No. No.
In terms of pace around the contest, though, was that basically why you took Valentine into the centre square there and just told him to just go for it?
Look, I thought he actually, as the game wore on, he was trying really hard in many ways. He had 8 inside 50s and had 6 shots on goal. So it's just a couple of times there, particularly early when the game was in the balance, he was rushing his disposal. But apart from that, him and Mayne have been predominantly in our forward line, and we introduced them into the midfield over the last couple of weeks. I think they're getting a good idea of what an elite midfielder is and how hard it is to play there. Hopefully that holds them in good stead. But we've been forced to do that too.
Mayne on Joe, what was your thinking?
We played good, well on Goddard. Mzungu was on Judd early. Judd, isn't he? So the reality is that when we're putting our players on these better players, I hope they learn and I hope they understand that they should all aspire to get somewhere near those sort of players if they can.
Well, you get David Underback.
Yep.
That's a definite.
Yep.
Given there's been so much adversity this year, do you use the carrot of the potential finals just as motivation for the players just to give them that extra?
Yeah, the players are fully aware of the situation we're in, and they know that even today what was at stake. So, yeah.
Monday trained.
Yeah.
Trained pretty well.
Yep.
How close was it?
Well, that's the first time really he's joined in training. He's been doing a lot of running on the side, but that's what gives me confidence to know that he'll play next week. Yeah.
How would you?
Yeah, well, that's the interesting part. But once again, it forces us into a situation where, at times, David's going to need to be rotated quicker.
Is that Clark?
Mm.
Another.
Oh, I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, I thought some of his ability to be able to run around the ground and also some of those decisive ruck hit-outs, particularly in the last quarter, I thought was good. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. That's our issue. If our ruckman or second ruckman is chasing better than some of our midfielders.
Do you feel like winning on the road next week or losing a road now? Obviously
There's no reason why. No, there's no reason why we can't. But as we know, we play the Kangaroos and they're just coming off a bye, so maybe that might be in our favour.
now relying on other results and other teams probably.
Yep.
Can you describe what that's like as a coach now, watching fucking teams win and that sort of thing?
Well, I guess you watch the games a little bit closer and perhaps sometimes you might be barracking.
What would your, even against your outside, what would your message be to your fans about where you're at now?
Hold on.
It's not over yet.
No.
Is it as simple as must win next week?
Yep. They must win next week, the week after. Yeah, we've got 3 games to go.
Do you emphasise that to the players? That's where it sits now?
Yep. Do you think they know?
Yeah. Pavlich seemed to be having a bit of work done on his calf early in the game. He sort of seemed a bit off balance when he was kicking. Is there an issue there at all?
No, but he had a minor hiccup in the warm-up, but nothing major.
Minor hiccups of which area?
Tendon.
In the calf?
Yeah, around that region, yeah.
Was there anything pulling him out? Or?
No, it's fine.